Alright, what's going on, guys? Over the last week, gaming news has been on a roll. In light of Gamescom and other showcases around the internet, there's been a lot going on. But throughout that week as well, there was a lot of FromSoftware specific news happening that kind of flew under the radar. A lot of that pertaining to Elden Ring, where we got a surprise new update, and a lot of news in regards to the Tarnished edition coming out sometime very soon. We also got to talk about the announcement of the Sekiro Anime and the trailer that premiered at Gamescom, which was met with a bit of a mixed reception and even a little bit of controversy, but we're gonna break all of that down. But of course, as always, as we get started today, if you want to stay up to date on all things FromSoftware and Elden Ring, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and now let's get into it. So before we talk about this very strange Elden Ring update, we need to talk about what all happened at Gamescom. So like I said, Gamescom was over this last week. The biggest game showcase, where lots of new releases over the rest of the year, allow people to come get hands-on, try them out, debut new trailers and things like that. Now of course, one FromSoftware release that we've been waiting to actually hear more about, is the Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. A very small, though new, DLC for Elden Ring that'll be bringing some new armor, some new weapons, and skin customization for Torrent to the base game of Elden Ring. And that is in celebration of the launch on Switch 2. And at Gamescom, people got to get hands-on with this new content, and we got a pretty good look at some of that new content. Now, people that played it only got to start a new game. However, with the Tarnished Edition comes two new starting classes, and Bandai Namco actually shared a video of one of them. Now you can see there on the screen, it's very hard to read, but the name of this class is Heavy Knight, and you can see very clearly that does appear to be some very heavy and durable armor. This class starts at level 8 with 14 Vigor, 7 Mind, 17 Endurance, 15 Strength, 11 Dexterity, 7 Intelligence, 7 Faith, and 9 Arcane. And the starting weapon for this class looks to be a pretty big curved greatsword. I actually really like the design of this one. Both the weapon and the armor look a little plain, but also pretty realistic. Now we don't actually get to see it in action here, but from people that were playing, this class does start out fat rolling, fitting of the Heavy Knight name, and also kind of a callback to the original Knight class in Dark Souls 1. Now I wish we could have seen the stats for these armors, we still haven't seen that yet, but I'm really curious about that curved greatsword. It looks like it could be really good, and frankly the ones we have in the base game weren't the best, so I'd like to see something where you can customize the Ash of War that can also compete with the more rare and unique curved greatswords. And we also got to get a better look at the other starting class as well, the Knight of the Ides. This one starts at level 7 with 10 Vigor, 12 Mind, 11 Endurance, 13 Strength, 15 Dexterity, 8 Intelligence, 11 Faith, and 6 Arcane. So it looks like it'll be pretty good if you want to run a hybrid Dex and Faith build. But you can see the starting equipment here is a new shield and what looks like a new rapier. And you can see the shield there has that hole to do the thrusting attacks while holding it up. Kind of reminds me of the Pursuer's shield from Dark Souls 2, although not quite as big. But I really like the design of the armor here, kind of like the Heavy Knight. It looks realistic while still being cool. Now, like I said too, we had seen these already, but these are just, again, much clearer looks. We hadn't seen the stats yet, but out of these two classes, which one is your favorite? And remember too, we also do have Lucatiel's armor set and Greatsword coming to the game with this Tarnished Edition, but that will not be a starting class. We don't yet know how to get it, but that's a fan favorite set and weapon from Dark Souls 2, so it's going to be interesting to see how it holds up in Elden Ring. But the new content itself was not what was grabbing headlines about the Elden Ring Tarnished Edition at Gamescom. Unfortunately, we have some bad news. The real kicker about this was that the performance of the game was apparently absolutely terrible, to the point where people are signing petitions to try to get the game delayed, so that whenever it does release, it can actually run like normal on the Switch 2. Now here's the thing, the more I dug into this, the more it seems like the performance issues are primarily in handheld mode. I did see people saying that when they played it while docked, the game ran about on par with other consoles. Now the Switch 2 can run Cyberpunk just fine. It should not be having this kind of trouble with Elden Ring. I've seen a lot of people blaming this on Nintendo, but in all honesty, this is probably FromSoftware's fault. I mean, if you've played FromSoftware games for a long time, you know them, and performance is not at the top of the priority list. But I've seen people saying that in handheld mode, you could even go down to like 7 FPS, which is just straight up not acceptable. We're in 2025 now. Releasing games that run that bad, and even in handheld mode, and even having games like Elden Ring, nightreign, which are fully multiplayer, not have basic features like crossplay, this stuff does need to be called out. Elden Ring should not be running that bad on Switch 2. Now, although a release date has not been stated yet, there were a lot of listings going around saying September. So do I think this game is going to get delayed and that performance is going to get fixed? Personally, I don't. I think it's just going to release exactly as it is. Like I said, with FromSoftware, performance has never been their priority. And honestly, I think everybody that was going to play Elden Ring has probably already played it. Are people going to buy the Tarnished edition? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think from a business standpoint, they see this as a game worth delaying to fix something like handheld performance issues. But I would love to be pleasantly surprised and it come out running exactly as it should, even in handheld mode. That would be fantastic, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, the final thing about Elden Ring itself was that the base game actually received a surprise update after about a year of silence. Now, this was just a hotfix, patch 1.16.1, and it fixed two bugs. Fixed a bug where the wrong affinity or status ailments could be applied to some weapons when performing specific actions, and fixed a bug where players could bypass being blocked by another player on any platform through unauthorized methods. Now, that's great that those were fixed, but the kicker here was that the update was around 1 to 2 gigabytes depending on which platform you're playing on. So it definitely seems like there's more to this update than what they're saying. If I had to guess, it's probably the Tarnished edition content being added to the game in preparation for the release, which like I said is coming very soon, which is another reason why I think they're probably not going to delay this, but again, we'll just have to wait and see. Also at Gamescom was the debut of the trailer for the upcoming Sekiro Anime. Now, I'd like to do a full breakdown on the trailer, but anime is so weird with copyright stuff, you never know if your video is going to get taken down or not for even showing a picture. But although it was a super hyped up moment in Gamescom, the trailer was met with a lot of mixed reaction, primarily due to the anime's art style. The art style here is very hand-drawn, and while a lot of times it does look good, like the stills you can see here, there are an equal amount of times throughout the trailer where it just looks very, very bad, like the opening shot of Genichiro, which goes on for a good while. This isn't just a single frame. Now, the big thing here is that this just wasn't what people were expecting. Whether you like the art style or not, most anime nowadays, especially action anime, have found a way to bridge the action scenes having that hand-drawn art style with the more detailed and fluid-looking still shots. Now, obviously, this show is going to have a ton of action. Sekiro is primarily an action game. So I really have no doubt that the action in this show is going to be good, because with this art style, they're able to make things go a lot faster without having to draw all the detail. The problem here is that art style is consistent throughout the whole show. So when you have characters standing still and talking, and they don't even have a face, it does look bad. Now, this all really came to a head when on the company's website that's animating the show, they have a blurb about AI anime, and a few of the shows that they've put out in the past have used AI in their creation. So a lot of people were blowing up saying this is an AI anime, that's why it looks so bad. However, official statements have come out saying that there is no generative AI used in the creation of the anime. It is entirely hand-drawn, and the claims were unfounded. But that hasn't stopped people from searching through the trailer, taking shots where it looks like Sekiro might have 6 fingers, or other things that just don't look right, and saying that, hey, it does look like they used AI. They're probably just covering their tracks. Now, me personally, I've seen those shots. I don't think it looks like AI. I think it's just the lack of detail overall in the art style, where things just don't look right. And unfortunately, it's very easy to pause in anime with this art style and find something like that, like notorious frames in Naruto fight scenes, for example. So again, I don't think it's AI, but yeah, a lot of shots in this trailer do look rough. Me personally, I'm not a fan of the art style. I don't like shows that look like this. I was expecting something like Hell's Paradise. Yeah, I know that's Mappa with an insane budget, but Kadokawa's handling this thing, and they could have had anybody make this show. I also saw a lot of people trying to pin the blame on Crunchyroll. They're just the host platform. Kadokawa were the ones making the decisions about what this was going to be. But y'all let me know down below, how are you feeling about the Sekiro anime? Is it what you were expecting? Do you like the art style? And are you going to watch it? Anyways though guys, that's gonna pretty much do it for the video today. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here, and I will catch you in the next one.